Hello. This is... I'm not sure if this is Melt Devlog 3 or not. Oh my god. Right. So I am trialing having core unloaders in my mod, which is kind of ridiculous because these things break a lot of balancing, right? And like in Devlog 1, I was talking about these, right? But they don't actually appear that early in... Okay. I love this music, but I'm gonna turn it down a moment. Um, I'm using them on shear just as a bit of a balancing test. Because, like... Okay, let me just do this first. I love how you can just slow missiles to a call, but, like, pink balls aren't effective. Oh no, am I actually losing a core here? I've got good defense on the side, so just pull units. I'm getting revenge on shear for kicking my ass that one time. It's probably the best map I've made. Oh god, I'm not... Yeah, I'm not really enjoying this one. Okay, so a bit away from that, core unloaders, right? 60 items per second. Sounds insane, right? Well, if they die next to your core is dying. 60 armor sounds insane, but a lot of the Meld units have armor piercing. Like, Scorchers, for example. Yeah, 156 damage per second. You leave these things on your unloader for like 3 seconds and it's just gone. It's screwed. Not much less health than a core, right? No, core is 4k. So this thing is like, now it's a real weak point in your base. You trade a bit of safety for potentially a lot of benefit, but you also have to keep in mind these things are going to be running constantly. You don't want to run out of carbolith or debris, which I will demonstrate in a sector pretty soon. For now, I'm just going to kick Shear's ass like I should have. Correction, it's kicking my ass. I mean, I've got the Molotovs down. I'm gonna snipe its artillery from the back. Keep the sharks behind cover, except for these ones. Please die. Please, I need you to die. Oh shit, too close to Molotovs. Okay, here's the fun thing about shear, right? You cannot stop this wave from breaching. It will breach your defenses. But how you make sure you deal with it when it breaches your defenses, or how you make sure it dies when it breaches your defenses, because I have aspect field turrets here. If, like, they try to breach, it's gonna blow. I feel like the sector is the one that just doesn't let you have your front line and be safe the entire time. Anyways, core unloaders. Okay. Let me head over to Hedge to demonstrate what I mean by not wanting to have these all the time. Okay, so pretty difficult map overall, but I think the main difficulty is the economy situation on the early game. I know this is more me talking about maps than me talking about like, oh, what I've done in the mod, or oh, improvements. That's kind of because I think the maps are the easiest way to show like where the mod is right now. There we go. Now, as you may notice, turrets need carbolith. And oh, would you look at that? No carbolith. So now you might be thinking, if you're used to Sapullo, okay, well, I take the carbolith crafter, I just unload debris from my core. You don't want to be stuck without debris, is the thing. Sometimes you don't want that unloader there, and also for another reason that I'm going to show in just a moment, you really don't really want unloaders on your core, at least in the first section of this map. I messed this up slightly. I'm not playing pauseless this time. Pauseless is extremely fun, but just a bit much for me tonight. Okay, so my diverse economies are already pretty strained. I built those two and this. I went from 600 to 435. Now, imagine, right? I built this. I won't even be able to get either. That's like a big issue. This thing stifles, it cripples your early game economy, and you don't want to be using it until you at least have a solid foothold. Now I'm gonna get some Electrum early just so I can showcase this in a moment, right? Okay, Electrum, bring this core. Oh, another thing which I'm really... It's gonna be a bit of a weird change, but I have decided to completely screw the core no build radius. So, usually, right, aspect bombing, really powerful. You see these walls? Now you don't. It basically one-shots most things. So, now, cores, right? Usually, you gotta bring a turret over, right? With aspect bombing and no core build radius, you see that little dot that used to cover this area? I won't be able to build on it. Like, if I go to a vanilla map, you will see that I cannot build next to the enemy core. This is not the vanilla launch sound. Okay, so see, enemy nucleus. I cannot build anything here. This is changed in Meld recently, like yesterday as of recording this. So now you can pipe bomb cores. Like, actually pipe bomb cores. So, oh, would you look at that? See, look, this... Now, reason why you wouldn't want to do this is, since last devlog, a lot has changed in the balancing. Destroying this will actually boost all units around it. Both the enemy's units and my units. So I'm actually going to leave this alive for the moment and not shoot it. What I need right now is units, and units require carbolith, and carbolith, yeah, silver. Silver to make the thing, to make the carbolith, to make the units, it's a whole process. Now I'm just gonna start preparing my silver economy like this. I feel like a thing that I really want to get right, because I'm redoing the tutorial map again. Wow, to probably no one's surprise, because I redid the tutorial map in the first devlog video. The second devlog video is like me kind of going over, okay, did this tutorial map work or not? And it didn't. It was a really, like, it was a cool map, it had a cool environment, but it was just way too confusing, and it took way too long in playtesting with friends. So I've decided to cut it back a bit, and I'll show that towards the end of the video, but right now I'm trying to demonstrate hedge. Okay, so silver. Bringing silver down, I'm gonna start my carbolith. There we go. I don't think I've actually had a chance to let the songs that I've composed play. I actually composed all of the songs that play in the Meld OST mod. Over the years, though, like, it's not just explicitly for Meld. This is like... Imagine you got, like, an uncle with, like, a shack in the middle of the woods. That's basically me with some of my songs. I just took some of my old projects and added them. Shifting Sanctuary was composed not even for Meld. I know I've got it as a Meld OST, but no, it was really just because I was trying to compose something new based on, like, Roblox Delusional Office. It is kind of funny to me. I'm gonna need to check post-recording if the music's too loud, because it's playing from in-game, so I can't really dampen it. So that, it's okay. There we go. So yeah, a lot of the songs here, right? I didn't compose explicitly for Meld, I just kind of had on hand and went, okay, this fits. And I think that works really well. Meld's got like a nice mix of melancholy, threatening stuff, somewhat on the noise music. It's kind of lightly garbage. It's Meld. It's Meld music. I honestly cannot describe the music style other than it's just Meld. Like, Bygone is probably the most Meld track there is, which is playing right now. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm gonna redirect this entire thing into Carbolith because Carbo is really scarce early game. There we go. Turrets and units. Okay. Hedge is a bit of an anomaly in terms of balancing. I actually brought all of the campaign maps back from like that second gameplay test era before Meld Devlog 2 changed things, and now they've been ported to the recent version of Mindustry. So I actually have a campaign in place to test stuff in. I'm planning on moving the mod to Java. It's a bit of a big change, but I think it would help me in the long run. I've been trialing some balancing stuff in Meld HJSON recently. I'm gonna make the tutorial map, and I think that's what I'm calling the HJSON version. Do I have... Ooh, actually I can... maybe. Okay, so the other thing with core unloading, right? Say I want this. I could either, because this has 3 inputs, have like 3 unloaders, have stuff routed from adjacent, but I don't want that because, I mean, it's a hell of a lot of materials. It's 120 debris, right? That's like... That's 3 entire turrets. And that's just in debris. So I could either have an unloader for each material, or I can have it right next to core. Now the problem with doing this, right? It's so insanely cocky. Because this takes 12 aspect outlets, right? Yeah, because this is the same as Shark. So you want to have this far away from your core, right? So you have thing that blows up, thing that kills all adjacent buildings, and your only structure that keeps the base alive at the beginning of the game. It's incredibly cocky. So I'm gonna do it. I really just wanted a chance to show this off, but yeah, this is also insanely expensive. This is like 900 debris worth, I think. More like 600, because this is 450, this is 180. And then all the infrastructure is like 150-ish, I think? Estimating the costs is a really important skill. Yeah, so I barely have enough, right? And so this is gonna fill, this is gonna empty out. Oh, will you look at that, no debris. So, like, here's the thing. I reroute debris, I still have debris in core. Even if this doesn't have debris. But now all my debris is first going to here, so I can't build... I can't build shit. So that's not entirely true. Let me I can still kinda build, but it's really slow. I don't want to be doing that, but again, for the purpose of demonstration, I'm gonna do it because I do worse stuff than this on my own runs. So that's the second reason you don't want to use core loaders, is that all this that could be stored up waiting for you to spam down buildings, because you want to be adaptable while playing the mod, right? All that is now lost when you do core unloading and you have like units building, right? I'm probably not playing through the entirety of Hedge because I want to show the tutorial map in action. One of the two, actually. I've decided to split them after some feedback from other mappers. 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, it's actually 6. Yeah, see, I can't even build that properly now. Now, what I will do is something like that. Yeah... Okay. The Mora start is not an amazing start, but it is kind of beneficial. I've got 3 unit types accessible in the campaign. Shark's basic unit can build it whenever you have materials for like a core raft and silver. Remoras, these are like your kind of bulky pulling units. launches homing spears, it does sap, which life steals, and more importantly, it pulls. So you can like drown enemy units and pulls. And then there are Astrias. These ones are special. Really special actually. Because they crawl over obstacles, but they touch the ground. So if you had an Astria on a Nectar pulls inflict Refreshed. Refreshed is a 2x damage multiplier. So positioning Astrias over like Nectar pulls and such, really powerful tactic. You can even get them some free regen because they don't have sap. Sap is what the purple units have, so they're lifesteal. Astrias don't have that, so this is regeneration essentially. Okay, let me actually get to first wave. Oh yeah, also, one other thing that I've changed, build sounds. Probably very hard to hear here, so let me go down. I really like this build sound. I know some people like the new build sounds in the beta build that's just come out from industry like a few weeks ago, I think. I like them. I really do. I just don't think they fit my mod, so I'm gonna be making my own sounds, and like I'm always open to help with this type of stuff. I really need to ask explicitly. Yeah, okay. But like I'm open to help with this type of stuff. Oh, there's the flying unit. Yeah, so you see it pulls, and so now if this thing were to die and explode, it doesn't explode near my buildings. Okay, well, I guess it exploded near my buildings that time. But like, you see how dangerous this is? I could just lose if it falls on the wrong spot. That's why you don't want to do this. You either spend, like, what is that? A disgusting amount of debris. 1,350 for like 3 hubs? Or like reroutes and then unload a material, but again, like, that's gonna be slow. Or you just have the one right next to your core. And again, incredibly damn risky. Very cocky, but it's kinda funny. And the nice thing about that is that now you can do this, and then you're all set. But like, also, it takes up a lot of space around your core, you just can't afford that sometimes. Sometimes you, like, need that space. I am, keybinds, right? Yeah. I'm gonna do this. This looks incredibly stupid. This is why core schematics will never be good in Meld. Because literally everything explodes. Even the damn unloader explodes. And, like, I'm gonna make it costs aspect to run, so it's just gonna be even more explosive. Aspect, for those who haven't played the mod, is this white fluid. It's the one that I use to blow up barriers. It's the one I use to pipe bomb stuff, and yeah, kind of explosive. Just a bit explosive. There we go. So my economy's doing okay right now. It could be doing better. Here's where I probably want more debris. And see, the economy's very tight right now. So again, core unloading. I'm gonna run out of these resources if I can even start building units. And like, it's really important to have debris spare. I'm not building any Remoras right now. I don't have a Vitric Mesh. So I can actually afford to collect some debris, build up a bit. Maybe I want like an accumulator event. I can just do that because I've got buffer. There we go. I think this is where I will stop playing Hedge. I'll just quickly run over the tutorial map. Tutorial map... There we go. Tutorial map 1. So, I tried going in a completely new direction. Text is preset. There's no objectives. It tells you what you can do, but then kind of lets you figure out the order yourself. Like, okay, The way I expect players to see this is use turrets to destroy the barriers or harvest carbolith. So if you see this, oh no, I can't build the turret. Carbolith can be found near your core. And harvest carbolith. Okay, well, northwest boulders. Well, I wouldn't know how to deconstruct this because, you know, doesn't look like you can, right? I don't know, maybe it does. But if it doesn't, well, hold right mouse button, then release the Q deconstruction, right? So that should kind of clue people on to deconstruction, right? And then like, oh, can't get past this? Oh, well, deconstruction, there we go. And then like, okay, well, how do I actually do this? There won't be like a million blocks, this is just because I'm in sandbox. Well, I have a example set up here. Blasters, drilling, accumulator kind of. So I expect people kind of like play around, maybe look at descriptions. Oh, it's aspects, and I hope this works. I really do, because I want to see if I can have tutorials where basically you can do it like the new player route, like built turrets, or if you're like me, or hopefully will be experienced with the mod, you can kind of just, oh, would you look at that, barriers? Well, I have a tool for that. Knowledge is power, they say as they pipe bomb the damn rocks. I do have a little tutorial on pipe bombing. Hold F and release to copy a group of buildings. I hope people get curious, cause like, paste. Oh, I guess that doesn't work, okay. I hope people like get curious because they have to use aspect outlets for the drills. Yeah, I have to really like get inside the mind of a player, you know. It's difficult. Yeah, so this is a pipe bomb. I hope people figure out how to pipe bomb based on that. The next challenge is kind of a remix of Creek because it's like across a gap, but it's way more open. Like, you could use a turret down here. You could use a turret over there. I kind of want to teach players how to do that, but like, it's crossing the lines of mechanics that I'm not sure I should teach people. But you know, the easiest way to solve any problem that you can get to is literally just a pipe bomb. Like, oh no, it's on the other side of this, I wonder what I'll do. Go pipe bomb. Save me from having to wait a few seconds for a turret. And then, like, half a minute. Okay, I was gonna remove the core no build radius, but I guess I haven't done that. There we go. Yeah, so like that. And then it should, not overlap this text. It's still working on this. Core zone, place a core. Same thing as earlier, electrum sheets. I expect people to, like, notice this area. Because there's lights around this, you'll probably be exploring. This is the only yellow thing in the area other than yourself. But yeah, I'll probably skip ahead a bit. Doop. And then there are multiple ways to solve problems. Sometimes brute force is slower than a sneakier solution. I already know, as the developer, what I'm going to do. But I hope anyone who actually plays the mod will understand. Like, oh, I could put a turret back here. Oh, I could aspect bomb this. Oh, wait, I have Molotovs. I can just do that, right? Well, that last one, no, because there's no silver on the map. I might include a way to get silver, but, you know. I want to keep these tutorial sections brief and really quick for experienced players. That's the goal for these, while still being, like, really informative. But also encouraging you to think, right? Yeah, so now I could just place a turret and this there. So that's, yeah, I've been, like, I'm getting back from burnout, but I've been working my ass off on this project every now and then. It's like, man, I need to, like, screw around in something else for a bit. So I have been playing Operation Octo challenge runs, Conquest of Elysium, that type of stuff. This was my original plan for the tutorial map. As you can see, Yeah, it's way more complicated. This is kind of how I plan my layouts in Meld. I kind of want to make a tutorial on how to do Meld mapping, but it doesn't really seem like it's gonna be relevant by the time the Java port hits, because Java port's gonna change some things around, and then I might have to... I would like to do a mapping tutorial when things kind of settle down in development, when I finally have a sense that, okay, this is finally what things are gonna be like, no more changes. But I want to make like a tutorial on how to use mechanics and stuff one day, just not right now. Okay, I think that is all. I'm just gonna show a little funny something. What's a good map to show this on? Okay. I think the only other major thing that I can remember in recent time, I have made a funny unit. Purifiers. What do the purifier do? Well, it... Purifier. And like, as you can see, if I pretend that I'm constantly next to it, being next to it gives rally, so... There we go. Then like, look, if you were to observe the health of this thing, it is actually... It's slow, but it's going down, so this is another way to take out amplifiers. If you ever find a purifier on the map, yeah, it might be a bit slow at first, but you can definitely do it. And bonus points if you like boost it, like movement anchor, mercurial diffuser. These all give firing speed buffs. I'm actually gonna put this here because I have an idea. Something that I don't think people have really figured out yet is you can do this. So remember with Astrias, right? Astrias touch the floor. This thing is a mech. And so, 2x reload multiplier. Anchor applies rebound. That's another 1.5x. That's a 3 times multiplier. So, and then rally is a 2x, and then a 1.5x. So that's a 3x multiplier by itself. And that means the entire thing is a 9x multiplier. And then to top it off, we have mercury coating. So that's like what? 11 times damage multiplier? My ears are gonna hurt from this. But yeah, you can see why this is really powerful, right? If you set up correctly, it's not as quick as a nullifier, but it's almost as like insane as a nullifier. And it's basically free on resources. Like you have to keep a diffuser up, you have to keep a anchor up, but that's like what? It's 20 aspect per second. It's not a lot, and diffuser is 30 per sec. You get like 2 times that amount from each heating basin, and you only really... You'll have multiple heating basins to make Astrias, so you'll definitely have some mercury left over. But yeah, another alternative option to the nullifier. I've really been working on like giving alternative options to face problems, like with the core no build radius removal. Now, pipe bombing. Turrets directly next to the core. Say even walls next to the core. I don't know, it's up to the player's imagination, and I really like that. I understand why Sapolo's not like this. You have a bunch of free build speed units, and if you could just do that, then like... Just bring this over here and... Okay, I guess never mind. Meld does have some decent anti-air. But like, only if you're staying still, right? So yeah, these things, and then you just like build a pipe bomb really easily. And you don't even have to be next to it, you can just fly these things in and boop. So, I'm not adding this type of power to Meld's early game. Maybe like end game, you finally get builder units, but this is why I'm allowing pipe bombing, because you have to physically be next to it, and oh, would you look at that? I'm being killed. Yeah. Anyways, that should do it for this devlog. I'm doing much better since I made the video I'm tired. I've been in somewhat of a creative runt until like the past week or two. So a lot of this is progress from like days even, and then like months worth of build up to like a month or two of full burnout from industry. So that's have to show for now. I Meld, enjoy it. Sometimes I get a bit lost in the forest looking for mention of Meld out there, because it does feel good. It does feel good seeing stuff that you make talked about, I guess. I can't really shake, but I don't want to make stuff only for reaction stuff because I enjoy it, and I don't really want to like with looking for other people talking about stuff I make, I guess. It's a bit of a weird situation to navigate for me, I guess. Anyways, I think that'll do it. I have melded all over the place. Pipe bombs go